we've got some news. So for our first bit of news, prepare for trouble and I guess multiply it by the amount of Pokestops in your area, because on Sunday, November 24th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at your local time, Team Go Rocket Grunts will be taking over every single Pokestop during that time period. So if you're like myself and been trying to complete the Looming in the Shadows special research in order to get to Giovanni, and you haven't really been getting the chance to encounter enough Team Go Rocket Grunts in order to complete part of that research, this will definitely be one of the best times to work on that special research. However, if you have already completed it, they will also be releasing exclusive Go Rocket themed field research during this time period. So whether you're working on the special research and or if you just want to go out and complete the field research, and or if you just want to go out and battle yourself some Team Go Rocket Grunts and maybe even some Team Go Rocket leaders as well, I wish you the best of luck in all of your battles. So for our next bit of news, the Community Day or the Community Days for the month of December have been announced. And much like last year, yes, everyone is here. So the December Community Days will be taking place on Saturday, December 14th and Sunday, December 15th. While there are some features that are shared between both days, there are also some features that are unique to each day. So for the similarities, on both Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. in your local time, the Pokemon Totodile, Swinub, Treecko, Torchic, Mudkip, Ralts, Slackoth, Trapinch, Bagon, Turtwig, and Chimchar, which are all the Pokemon that have been featured in Community Days in the year of 2019, will be appearing more frequently out in the wild. Also during this time on both days, the Pokemon Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu, Eevee, Dratini, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Mareep, Larvitar, and Beldum will be available to battle in raids. One more similarity between both of the community days, on both Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in your local time. For every Pokemon you catch during this time period, you'll be able to get 2 times the amount of Stardust as well as 2 times the amount of XP. And for any eggs that you put in incubators during this time period, they will only require half the amount of distance in order to hatch those eggs. So for the features that will be unique to each of the community days, on Saturday, December 14th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. in your local time, the Pokemon Bulbasaur, Charmander, Pikachu, Dratini, Totodile, Mareep, Swinub, Larvitar, Treecko, Torchic, Slackoth, and Bagon will be available to hatch from eggs. On Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in your local time, Totodile, Swinub, Treecko, Torchic, Slackoth, and Bagon will be appearing even more frequently out in the wild. So for Sunday, December 15th at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at your local time, the Pokemon Squirtle, Eevee, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Mudkip, Ralts, Trapinch, Beldum, Turtwig, and Chimchar will be available to hatch from eggs. And on Sunday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in your local time, the Pokemon Mudkip, Ralts, Trapinch, Turtwig, and Chimchar will be appearing much more frequently in the wild. Finally, and what is in my opinion the most exciting thing about these community days, is that from Saturday at 9 a.m. all the way until Sunday at 9 p.m. all of the exclusive moves from not only the 2019 community days but also from the 2018 community days will be available once again. So whether you still need an Infernape with Blastborn or if you need a Venusaur with Frenzy Plant, you'll once again be able to get those Pokemon with those moves during these 2 days. Alright, so for our final bit of news, the Silph Arena has announced the theme for the December tournament, and that theme is called the Timeless Cup. So these tournaments will be held anytime between December 1st and January 8th. Specifically, these tournaments will be scheduled by your local Pokemon Go communities. Fortunately, the Silph Arena does provide a map that will show you where and when a tournament will be held near your local area. So I'll go ahead and leave a link to that map down in the description below. So the usual rules that are held by the Timeless Cup that have been held in previous cups: you must bring a team of 6 unique Pokemon. So unfortunately, you won't be able to bring that team of 6 Raichus, even though I really know you want to. And all battles will be taking place in Great League, which means only Pokemon up to 1500 CP will be eligible to compete in this tournament. So for the rules that are specific to the Timeless Cup, for one, you must have one and only one elemental starter from Gens 1 through 4 in the team that you're bringing to battle in the Timeless Cup. You must have at least one Pokemon ranging from Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur all the way up to Infernape, Empoleon, and Torterra. This also means that you won't be able to have a team that consists of more than one of the starters, so you cannot have a team that has both a Charizard and an Empoleon at the same time. Another rule specific to this cup is that you cannot have any fighting, normal, fairy, flying, steel, or psychic type Pokemon, and this also includes any of the dual types Pokemon. For example, Pokemon such as Claydol, even though it's a ground type Pokemon, it is not eligible to compete because it is also a psychic type Pokemon. One thing worth mentioning about this rule is that the starters are exempt from this rule. So even though a Pokemon like Blaziken is both a fire and fighting type, and even though a Pokemon like Empoleon is water and steel type, those two Pokemon are still eligible to compete since they are both starter Pokemon. Other exemptions in this cup, you're not allowed to have a legendary Pokemon on your team, you're not allowed to have mythical Pokemon on your team, and you cannot have an Umbreon or a Sableye on your team. One last rule to this cup is that only Pokemon from Gens 1 through 4 are allowed to compete in this cup. That means no Pokemon from Gen 5, as well as no Alolan or Galarian Pokemon. If you need any assistance as to which Pokemon are eligible to compete in the Timeless Cup, the Silph Arena has provided a full list of Pokemon that are eligible to compete in this cup, and I'll go ahead and leave a link to that down in the description below. So that's all of the news I have for today. I will see you guys in the next video.